absolute pleasure to be here today. I've come from Disability Guide Dogs WA, Tasmania, and I was there for 6.5 years, and I never missed one volunteer morning tea. And in fact, I went to the volunteer morning tea even before I started. So how fantastic that in my first week of this organisation, on the schedule is the morning tea. So I'm really honoured to be here. And it was great, you know, to come into this room and feel such a sense of warmth around the place. You know, we couldn't do what we do without having volunteers in the sector, and that is really important to us. I really believe that the land that we stand on is important. So I want to talk about the traditions of the Indigenous people. And you know, when I've come here, I actually have a sense of spirit of this place. So I want to actually acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Kaurna people. And I actually want to acknowledge the elders past and present for the Adelaide region and for the heritage of the Indigenous people. And it is my great honour to walk on this land as sacred land and acknowledge those Indigenous people past and present. And so today it's wonderful to say that volunteering is so amazing across Australia, that people give of their time, they give of their spirit. Some of you will be connected to this organisation because you may have family members that have received services from this organisation. You actually may have staff that work here and you may want to put back in. You may have actually had a fulfilling career and you want to put something back into an organisation, making a significant difference within the community. And how wonderful is that? I want to acknowledge Sacred Heart. I heard you when I came in. It is fantastic that you're doing this. And again, that is about that responsibility in terms of young people contributing back as well and coming along and saying, we acknowledge the work that you do. And that is part of our future. You are part of our future, and it is great that you are here. And you sounded fantastic, by the way. So I'd like to hear you again. It's really important that, you know, that we encourage all age groups to come together to celebrate success. So this financial year, I'm actually told that you've actually contributed over 6,700 hours. So look around you and think about it. It's a lot of hours to put in on a voluntary basis to an organisation. And that really for us is very important because that actually equates to dollars in terms of we would have to actually employ X amount of staff to be able to do that. So that means that the dollar can go further to actually meet the needs of those people that we're not funded to meet. Because that's our mission and purpose, isn't it? That's why we're here, to make a difference in the clients' lives. So I just want to thank you for your contribution to this amazing organisation. I think it's important that I say something about myself. Because you want to know who the new CEO is, right? You want to know what sort of person I am. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I started in the community services sector when I was about 22 years of age. And I started in youth work in rural and remote communities. And most of those towns in the wheat belt were less than 200. And so even though you're basically a CEO, you're basically doing everything, right? Because there's no money, so you're actually having a client caseload, you're trying to be a CEO, you're trying to negotiate with government, and you learn a lot at the ground level. And then I went into local government, again, working with large infrastructure and making a difference, and then into other CEO roles in employment, aged care and disability. And today I find myself at Minda, and I'm honoured to be here. On a personal level, I was born in Wales. So if you're trying to work out my accent, it is Welsh. And so here, here and here, it has many interpretations. In other words, if I say here, it could be I'm talking about my ear, or it could be I'm talking about being right here, present right now. It's been very hard to change that, and I think I'm too old to change that dialectic response right now. So please ask me if you have no idea what I'm saying, and I will respond appropriately. It is my honour to actually acknowledge today some of the star volunteers for the year, and I'd like to acknowledge Nigel Baker. Are you here today, Nigel? Again, unsung heroes that we acknowledge, and they don't even want to receive a round of applause, but he may not be here, but let's give Nigel a round of applause. Sue, lastly, to you here today, Sue. Oh, fantastic. Big round of applause for you. And I also want to acknowledge our most recent award winners, volunteer band Are You Serious? What a great name. That's fantastic. Brilliant. That is a fantastic name. Absolutely love it. So I'm not going to say too much more because look at the food. Yeah, that's probably more important than the speeches right now, to sit back and celebrate. But I would like to thank you from my heart for the work that you do. I know that the board want to say thank you for the work that you do, acknowledge your contribution to the organisation. The executive, I know, value what you do, and all the staff in this room value what you do. We hope to get some photographs today to acknowledge that. We hope to share them with you. Please feel free to come forward and talk to me at any point. So thank you very much.